there, my name is Miss Ashleen. I'm one of the teachers here at Panorama School of Dance, and I'm also a makeup artist as well. And this is Miss Jordan. She's one of my assistants, and she's also one of the students here. And we're going to do a little makeup demo for stage makeup for the senior girls right now. So the first thing that you want to do with the senior girls is make sure that their face is nice and clean. So you want to make sure there's no makeup or anything on it. Use a little bit of toner or just a face wipe, and that'll help get a good base for everything. And then the best thing for the older girls to help make their foundation stick is a bit of primer, and you want to put the primer on first before anything else because you want it to set before you put any makeup on it. So you can just use a tiny bit. And even if you don't have a makeup brush, that's fine. You can just smooth it on with your fingers, and you just kind of paint it on all over the skin. And if you do little backwards and forward strokes, it helps get any lines out of the cream. And you can find any primers at any specialty stores like Sephora, or if you don't want to spend a ton of money, there's some good ones that Revlon makes, or L'Oreal as well. And they're only about like $10, so you can get some good ones. And close your eyes. You want to get it on the eyelids too, because that'll help make your eyeshadow stay, so when you're dancing and you're sweating, this will help preserve it. And then while the primer is setting, you can start on the eye makeup, and then you'll do the foundation last. So the best shade that you want to start with first is your highlighter, and that's the lightest one in your little palette. And you're just going to sweep it across the entire eyelid, even up under the brow bone, because when the lights hit your face then when you're on stage, it'll just really open up your eyes a little bit more. And even get it into the tear ducts, because that'll open up your eyes as well. And then the next thing you want to do is use your medium shade brown. You can use either one of these. Maybe start with a matte one. And you're going to have them open their eyes. It's open. And you can just make a little dot kind of on the outside. And so then when they close their eyes, you can kind of use that as like a little paint by number thing. And just sweep it down, because you want it to get into the crease and just on the outside of their eye. And then you just smudge it in. And really just, it helps bring out the shape of the eye too. And then afterwards you can go back with an even darker brown, and you just want to even darken that crease even a little bit more. But you don't want to go into the center of the eye at all. You want to keep that with the light shimmery color. So it's like you're just reinforcing that line a little bit. You can bring it in down to the lash line too. And don't worry if you get a little bit of foliage from the eyeshadow, because we'll cover that with foundation afterwards. And then the next thing you want to do with the older girls is you want to put their eyelashes on before you put the eyeliner. Because sometimes if you put the eyelashes on, they don't blend as well, so you want to put the eyeliner on over top to make sure you don't get any of those white track marks from the eyelashes. And now one of the best ways to put these on is to just dab a little bit of your lash glue on the strip. Just a tiny bit, you don't want to put too much. And then you just want to let it dry for a few seconds to make sure it's nice and tacky, because if you put it on when it's too wet, then it can tend to slip around your eyelid and you might get glue in your eyes or anything. And then you want to have, if you're doing it on yourself or if you're doing it on somebody else, don't close your eyelid all the way because you can risk gluing your eyes together. So you want them to look down but not shut their eye completely. So look down Then you just want to kind of line it up right on top, right into their lash line. And then what I like to do is just use the bottom part of tweezers because they're nice and flat. You can use a bobby pin or even just something else, and you just kind of press into it gently, just so it stays nice and strong. And Jordan's a bit of a blinker, so I'm just going to help her out with pressing this in with my fingers. Just until it dries. And then just let them keep their eyes closed for a few seconds. So with Jordan, just her eyebrows are just a bit lighter, just on the inner corner. So you can just use a nice angled brush. I've even used Q-tips before. And you just go over just a natural line of their eyebrow. So once the eyelash glue is dried, then you can take your eyeliner pencil. And you want to have a little bit of a wing that extends just out past the eye to make the eyes a little bit bigger as well. So just have the girls close, and you can kind of see the natural crease that goes out and along. And you just want to extend that a little bit from the outside. And just do it very lightly at first, and then you can go darker a bit after. And just have them open their eyes. Just make sure it's aligned where you want it to be. Yeah. And then I like to just gently lift the eyebrow a little bit, because that helps with smoothing out the skin so you get a nice straight line. And you can go over top of the fake eyelashes, just to make sure they're nice and blended and that they don't stand out too much. Just open, and you want to have them look up and out the opposite way. You can do the inner corner then. Close, and just connect the line. And open. Good. And you can kind of see the difference already. It just kind of helps define everything. Just want to fix one little line here. Relax your eyes. Just close. It's a little hole. There we go. Now doing the second eye is always the trickiest. Close. Next thing you want to do is find a foundation that matches the skin tone pretty well. Jordan's pretty light, so you only need to use like a tiny little bit. So even if you get a more expensive foundation, it'll last you a very long time. And again, if you don't have a brush, that's fine. You can use your fingers, or you can use a little makeup sponge as well, and you can get these even at dollar stores and they'll work just great. And then after foundation, you can just do a little bit more with the eyeshadow. You just want to go from there, look up, just from that underneath the lashes, just a little bit with one of your browns. It'll just make your eyelashes look a little bit thicker as well. Okay, next what you want to do is some blush. With blush, I mean, this looks like a really dark color, but on stage you need to have more blush. It doesn't wash you out. And just start lightly on the apples of the cheeks. You can always add more later. And then after you have all of this done, you want to set everything with a translucent powder. It doesn't really matter what type you use, but it helps set all of your makeup so it won't move anywhere. And just dust it over top of everything. And then all we have left to do is lips, and then we're done. With lips, the best thing you want to do is use a lip liner, because it'll help just define your lips. So now you can take your nice lipstick that we got. If it's your own, you don't have to use a brush, but I'm just going to use a brush today on Jordan. Good to go. Thank you, and this is our senior stage makeup for Panorama School of Dance.